Hey guys, it's Carter. This one to talk about Track Phantom can win the 2024 Kentucky Derby. We're gonna go over the pros of the horse, the cons of the horse, and overall, what he's got to do to be able to get in that winner's circle for the 2024 Kentucky Derby. And his trainer Steve Asmussen still looking for that first Kentucky Derby win, so we'll see if Track Phantom can get it for him. And first, I'm gonna talk about the pros of the horse. And the pros is he won the Gun Runner Stakes, he won the Lecomte Stakes. He's gonna be a forwardly priced horse. His running style kind of sort of reminds me of Gun Runner Epicenter a little bit. When it comes to Kentucky Derby, I think it's real beneficial to kind of be forwardly placed. You're going to run into less traffic, and the pace will be fast, but you don't have to worry about trip trouble. Being the issue that you lose. And let's talk about the downside of Track Phantom. And the downside, so the comp stakes when he only got a 93 on the Equibase scale. His gun runner, came back a lot faster at 100. And I think for him to get to the winner's circle in the Kentucky Derby, he's going to have to run a little bit faster than this in the gun runner. So I first got to get back to that. Then I think he's going to have to pass it. On the positive side, it's still early in the prep season. Some of the Lecomte stakes, you still got the Risen Star stakes, you still got the Louisiana Derby. I'm going to assume that Track Fan is going to stay out there in the fairgrounds, run both of those. I think that's preferred method for Aspie is once he gets a horse there, he's going to follow that circuit, all the way to the Kentucky Derby. So I'm going to assume that's how it's going to be. Uh, Epicenter improved as he got, close to the Kentucky Derby. Gunrunner also made improvements. So if you're kind of, handicapping out that Trap Phantom could possibly, make the necessary improvements to get into the winner circle, then, he certainly can. You got to like the way he's been winning the races so far. We're going to take a look at the comp stakes. And if there's probably one negative I want to take out of this race is that the horse that he beat, is Nash, who, when it comes to accomplishments on the racetrack, all it really is just a maiden winner. You can see, Nash and Track Fan trying to duel it out, at the beginning of the race. And, Track Fan is ultimately going to take the lead. You're going to see Nash kind of sit off of him a little bit. And, at the pace of this race, I don't think really was all that fast. Once they kind of established position there, I think Track Phantom was just kind of coasting along. And you can see Nash, right there in a second. Certainly, if he's going to be a real competitor, Track Phantom definitely was in a spot, where he could, potentially turn the tables on the race. And, he is a Brad Cox horse, so you'd have to respect that for Nash. But, for Track Phantom, for the Kentucky Derby, you're probably going to have Fierceness, who won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile in impressive fashion, going to be in there. We'll see how he comes out his 3-year-old season. There's going to be other horses. This is still very early in the season. As these prep races come out, I think he got 3 of them in February 4th, I believe it is. The week after the Pegasus. So, everybody's going to want to jump on that horse. It's kind of a what have you done for me lately mentality, for the Kentucky Derby. But we'll get back to the Lecomte. You can see that Nash, the jockey's kind of pushing on to catch up with Trap Phantom. And, Trap Phantom, the jockey on him is still just, chilling out basically. And, then he's going to ask Trap Phantom, and then Trap Phantom's going to, take off. So, just kind of seeing how he won the race. I didn't see the horse, being really pressed for too much. And, when he did ask, he did open up a little bit. So I'm not going to hold that against him. The horse can only, do what's asked of him. And, he certainly passed the test up until this point. But, for him to get Steve Asmussen's first Kentucky Derby winner, I think this horse going to have to make a, step up a little bit. And, certainly get to a horse like Fierceness who, on Horse Racing Nation by their speed figures, got a 106 in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Track Phantom got a 91 in the Gun Runner, 97 in the Lecomte. So, Horse Racing Nation speed figures a little bit higher on Track Phantom than, let's say, Equibase. But, certainly have to improve those. But, if he can make the necessary adjustments from, the Risen Star to Louisiana Derby and, move forward off those races, I would certainly think he's got a puncher's chance in the Kentucky Derby. And, right now he'd be in my top 5. And thanks for watching, guys. Plenty more to come.